is snapped. They fall to 16 and 15. A couple other numbers. I talked about the paint, 52 to 20. 20 offensive rebounds for Miami. They out-rebounded them 61-41. 28-9 in second chance points. Miami wins by 2. And about the thing you talked about first before we get to Miami. Houston's next 5 games. Because we don't know what the situation is with Chris Paul. We just know we left with a hamstring. But you guys know how hamstrings are, and that's not an overnight kind of thing.
For a 34, 35-year-old.
Yeah. So Saturday at home against the Spurs. Tuesday at home against the Thunder. Thursday at home against the Celtics. That game's on TNT. Saturday at New Orleans, and Monday against Memphis. Those are the next 5 games. Yeah, Monday.
So 4 out of the 5 at home?
4 of the 5 at home.
3 and 2. That's best case scenario. Best case scenario.
I think 2 and 3 is their best case scenario.
Without Chris Paul.
Without Chris Paul.
They are 0 and 5 this season when he doesn't play.
I say they're 1 and 4 without Chris Paul.
Oof. Ernie, Chris Paul brings as great as, and I've said this before, I think Chris Paul's been the best leader in the NBA in the last 10 years, in my personal opinion. And he gives James that confidence. He pumps James up.
I think he gives him space.
But no, I think
and rest.
I think he's like a champion boxer's corner man. That's what, he pumps James. Like you can see him yelling at James at times, like blah blah blah. And I think they really gonna miss Chris Paul.
I will say this: the X factor will always, in my opinion, be Eric Gordon. When Eric Gordon is scoring and shooting and being able to space the floor, to me, the Rockets are a different player. He's just been too inconsistent. But when he's on, without Chris Paul, I think he can pick up a little bit of that slack.
Houston is now 16 and 15. You know when they lost their 15th game last year?
Probably in March.
February.
April 1st.
Really?
Wow. No fooling. And really quickly on Miami, as we talked about the Western Conference and how deep. Hold on with the music for just 1 second, if you would.
Wait, did y'all just interrupt the Godfather? That's a good way to get fired around
here.
That's hey, you can start packing.
You can make fun of my glasses. You can talk about weight. You cannot interrupt.
Don't interrupt the Godfather.
I got a point in here.
Get a pink slip up in it.
Like not an Emmy acceptance, here comes the music. So Miami, when you look at the West and you're saying, hey, it goes 14 deep. In the East, it's not going 14 deep. I mean, you look at here and you say, well, unless Washington really picks it up, you're looking at 10 teams right now for those 8 spots. And Miami and Orlando right now are tied. Brooklyn's been playing great. They've won 7 in a row. But unless Washington makes some kind of a move.
They are making a move. They're going to get my boy fired. They stink it up the joint. Ernie, first of all, the East is irrelevant. The East is a 4-team race.
Well, it doesn't mean it's irrelevant.
Well, I'm just telling you.
You don't think the Toronto Raptors have a chance to win the NBA Finals?
They do.
Oh, that's right.
No, I'm talking about there's 4 teams. There's 4 teams in the East that have a legitimate shot of winning.
Toronto?
Philly, Boston, and Milwaukee.
How about Indiana?
No Indiana?
No Indiana.
Indiana has a shot.
No, just because you're from there.
Indiana
win
has
the
a
East?
shot. Indiana has a shot to get to the
noise.
conference final.
They do.
Ooh.
Come on, stop it, Ernie.
Stop
it, Reggie.
They have a shot
I love
to get to the conference
Oladipo. He's
final.
my guy.
I love Depot
Right now,
and
they got it, but
Sabonis.
they need a little more.
Like what scares you on some of these other teams?
Well, Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, and Butler.
Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy Butler.
The same Indiana team with no changes was the same team that should have beat LeBron in Cleveland last year.
Look, LeBron's not in Cleveland anymore.
No, I'm saying they should have beat him in the first round last year.
Hey, let me tell you something. They play Cleveland this year, they'll beat them. But they're not going to beat the Sixers, Milwaukee, or Toronto.
You can't look over Indiana. I'm just telling. Okay, well we got
What's your numbers in the Raptors?
We'll see.
Hey,
what's your numbers in the Raptors?
Look what's hanging up over here.
What's that?
The Nike
Speaking of Raptors?
City Edition jerseys.
Oh, I got stuff going home tonight.
Culture-shaping
Lloyd,
artists.
we got jerseys.
Visionaries who define the fabric of a community, and these are personalized.
Elevator Ernie.
Oh, look at that.
That's nice.
I like that.
I got the Cleveland Cavaliers.
You got the
Reggie,
Houston Rockets.
Oh, that's the Houston
the thing
Rockets.
about that,
Check it.
I've seen the Hawks play. You might can make them.
Hey, make them. He be starting. He be starting. Talking about make them. He be starting. Be the dude they go to. Minutes to go. Oh man.
No, come on, it's not true.
There you go, Master Yang.
Mr. Yang.
Yes.
Yeah.
Guys,
the music now each?
Sure, Steve, go ahead.
There you go.
Go ahead. Oh, I like that.
There you go.
Really good.
Nobody gets fired.
Somebody's
Nobody
going to get
moves,
fired
nobody gets
around
hurt.
here cutting off the great Ernie Johnson.
Hey, let's